Sanskrit, it's called the Bodhisattva Avatara. So the title name of this text, right? And the Buddhi means, generally speaking, enlightened. Sattva means the warrior or the courageous. Saya means activities, and Avatara means to enter. So that Buddhi is enlightened. Sattva means warrior or the courageous. Saya means activity, and Avatara means enter. So that is title. Now here, in order to study this text, we have first 3 points, right? 3 points. So number one is Shantideva first pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And number two is pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. Pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. And then number two is he make pledge to compose this text. And number three is he is composing this text, preventing from the pride or ego. So this 3 points, right? And number one, he pay homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. He make three points. Number one is what purpose, and number two is what it included, and number three is worldly meaning of the word, what purpose. And so the what purpose. So what purpose is, now do you guys have text? Do you have text? Okay, this is the purpose of life. So reverently bowing to the Sukhatas, right, which are endowed with the Dharmakaya together with their children, and all who are worthy of veneration, I shall concisely present a guide to the disabled children of the Sukhatas in accordance with the scriptures. What purpose, right? So that means Sanskrit, Sukhata means Sanskrit word, right? Translated into two, right? Bliss and arrive. Sukhata means we enlighten. The Sanskrit word Sukhata. Sukhata can make 2 points. Bliss and arrive. So bliss and arrive. So what purpose Shantideva paying homage to the, homage to the Sukhata, right? Because Sukhata have two points, right? We made 2 points, right? First, bliss and arriving. So bliss and arriving can be making 2 points from the viewpoint of realization, and from the viewpoint of elimination. Right? Realization. So the Buddha's knowledge of the realization have 3 qualities, right? Directly understanding 2 types of emptiness. Emptiness of self and emptiness of phenomena, not through, for example, like us. First we have to learn about teaching of emptiness, then we think, then we meditate. This is kind of like conceptual mind. So through inferential mind. So you are hearing the instruction of the emptiness, and then you think, then you meditate. It's kind of like conceptual mind, right? So we are not realizing emptiness directly, right? We are, even we don't know all the information of emptiness, thinking. So Buddha's quality is directly understanding these two types of emptiness. Non-conceptual mind, just saying like us. You see me, I see you is non-conceptual. No need to prove like realizing emptiness, two types of emptiness. It's something like that, isn't it? One quality, isn't it? And then his knowledge is firm knowledge, because we have knowledge but which is comes and goes, right? Sometimes there, sometimes absent. But when the Buddha's knowledge is firm, it is always there, it never changes. It's steady, it is perfect all the time, and it is complete knowledge, complete, not knowledge. Complete knowledge means because the Buddha's mind is omniscient mind. Omniscient mind, there's no phenomena hidden to the Buddha, know everything. So these are from the viewpoint of realization. Sukhata means bliss and arriving. That's a Sanskrit word, but bliss and arriving can make 2 points: realization and elimination. Realization. So 3 realization, which means 3 qualities of the Buddha's realization, right? Elimination, what? So elimination means it is something like that, like eliminate. It's not like, for example, like us, when anger arises, we will meditate on the antidote of anger, can temporarily subdue the anger, but not forever. It comes back, right? Because we have free disposition of anger. Seat of anger is already there, But when we meditate on antidote, it will temporarily subdue, but it will come back because we have free disposition, we have seed of anger, right? So Buddha's elimination is not something like this. When he eliminates, forever, never come back. One unique quality. And then Buddha's elimination is completely from the root, like when we cut the root of the tree, branches will not grow, Like if you cut only branches, it will grow anyway, doesn't matter. Similar like that. So it means completely realization, elimination, Buddha's completely cease all the afflictive emotions, free dispositions, no dualistic mind for Buddha, and it will never come back, forever cease, and it is perfect cessation. So for example, like Hinaya and Arhat is not completely cease everything, right? Hinaya and Arhat cease from the afflictive emotions, but it's still free disposition, still there, right? So temporary, not complete, isn't it? So this sukhada means Sanskrit word, bliss and arriving. Bliss and arriving, potential of the Buddha, which is seed of Buddha, So Buddha's nature will not necessarily, it will happen to us, like just like seed, Seed is already there. So in order to ripen the seed, we need cooperative causes. like fertilizing and other sun shining and watering all together, seed will ripen, right? Similarly, Buddha nature is, we all have seed of Buddha, not necessarily it will ripen, right? In order to ripen, we need to increase cooperative courses, which is studying teaching of the Bodhisattva way of life, developing love, compassion. It's just like cooperative course to ripen this Buddha nature, isn't it? So Dharmakaya is kind of like nature body of the Buddha, so, which is emptiness mind of the Buddha, isn't it? Dharmakaya, isn't Dharmakaya. So here, so Shantideva, he pay homage to the Sukata, Buddha and Bodhisattvas, because he pay homage, right? And so that's why first, if he speak about the benefit of the Bodhicitta mind for the chapter number 1, benefit. So once you recognize realize the benefit, then it will cause to joy. Oh, wow, this is wonderful, I want to do this, something like that, right? So that's why chapter number 1, he started with the benefit of Bodhicitta mind. In order to realize the benefit of Bodhicitta mind, we need some kind of like preliminary practice, which is understanding the small scope and medium scope, and impermanence, understanding law of causalities, and understanding the Four Noble Truths, towards interdependent origination. All these are kind of like preliminary practice for understanding the benefit of Bodhicitta mind. So if he speak chapter number 1, benefit of Bodhicitta mind, right? So then chapter number 2, so it is not easy to achieve Bodhicitta mind, isn't it? Very difficult, because especially this is called the degeneration time. This is difficulty time, difficulty time, but it is extremely difficult to realize Bodhicitta mind. Therefore, what we need to create the accumulation of merit. That's why chapter number 2, making offerings and practicing these are kind of accumulating merit and creating good karma, chapter number 2, right? In order to accumulate the merit, what we need, it is not easy, right? We need to increase conscientiousness, right? So chapter number 3, then Shantideva gave information about lots of, in all chapter number, most 3 are teaching on conscientiousness. So this will help you to develop, accumulate the merit and purify the negative karma. In chapter number 4, then conscientiousness is not enough. We need mindfulness, introspection, to kind of like, we need different technique, different method with the mindfulness and with introspection, and combined with conscientiousness. It will help you to increase your mind and making your mind more firm, steady. So he speak about chapter number, number 4, 4th and 5th is about mindfulness and introspection. Then, because Then gradually he speaks about chapter number 6 is called patience, practice patience. Number 7 is effort. Number 8 is concentration. Number 9 is wisdom, understanding emptiness. And chapter number 10 is your dedication. So this is the chapter, start with 10 chapters. So chapter number 10, dedication, is dedicating all this. Whatever you study with chapter number 1 to 9, so you are dedicating all this good karma, good merit for the benefit of all sentient beings, isn't it? So this is the what purpose, right? Now here Shantideva, remember first, when we need the benefit of bodhicitta mind, isn't it? Benefacting of bodhicitta mind. So in order to understand what purpose, what bodhicitta mind benefacting, so you need to understand what cause to produce that bodhicitta mind, right? What condition produce bodhicitta mind? What power produce bodhicitta mind, right? So if you have an idea about what condition produce bodhicitta mind, what causes produce bodhicitta mind, what power, then this will give you good understanding about the benefacting bodhicitta mind, right? It's not something like that. Because if somebody asks you have to practice bodhicitta, it's not worthwhile. You have to see the purpose. You have to understand the benefit of bodhicitta mind, and then without other people pushing, from your own studying, thinking and making decision, I have to practice bodhicitta mind because it is wonderful, through studying, through learning, thinking, and not something like somebody is telling us you should do this. It's meaningless, But you study this text and you think and you see the benefit, and then you practice bodhicitta, then this will give you kind of like meaningful, understanding of the benefit of bodhicitta. So what cause, right? What cause? There are 4 conditions, 4 causes, and 4 powers. Very important. This is explained by the Asanka text. It's called the 10 levels of bodhicitta deeds. In this text, Asanka said, if you study about the 4 conditions which produce bodhicitta mind, 4 causes which produce bodhicitta mind, 4 power which produce bodhicitta mind, we distinguish what is nominal bodhicitta mind and what is complete bodhicitta mind. Generally speaking, we can say we have temporary bodhicitta mind. We are not bodhicitta mind. Bodhicitta mind is kind of like, it is motivated by great compassion, motivated by great love. It is spontaneous and natural mind. Without it come spontaneous, effortlessly, like, because it is dominant by great compassion and great loving kindness. So we need to distinguish what is nominal bodhicitta mind and what is actual bodhicitta mind. So let me explain. First condition is, we call the condition in the direction that not only is the Dharma disappearing, but times are bad in general, degeneration time, So it's a very difficult time, degenerating, and people have strong negative mind, strong afflictive emotions. People are very aggressive, very difficult to find, good people, what I mean. So it's kind of like degenerating time. So number one, I can explain direct seeing, or the number one condition is the direct seeing or the hearing from the others about the inclusive power of Buddha, Bodhisattva, or other high spiritual being. So this condition is something maybe you are not studying, but you are not studying or listening any text, but you are hearing from others, Oh, this hearing from others, like hearing from other people talking about this quality of Buddha's body, quality of Buddha's soul, talking about knowledge of Buddha, And then you think, oh wow, this is a wonderful quality. I want to do this, This make contribution to making contribution to increase your nominal bodhicitta mind, not actual bodhicitta mind, right? Oh, because I'm hearing from other people, good qualities of the Buddha's body, speech and mind, and Bodhisattva's activities. And then this goes, oh, wonderful, I want to achieve that quality, making contribution, So that's like, I want to achieve enlightenment for myself. Right? That's one first condition is the first. Second condition is, so you are not directly listening from the teacher, and other people's, but you are reading books, you are reading texts, and by reading books and texts will give you some kind of admiration or some trust. Oh, when I read this text, when I'm reading this text, so we'll describe the qualities of the Buddhas. So you're not receiving direct teaching from the other teachers, but you read the books and you read the text, and then this will develop you kind of admiration and bring you trust. Oh, I should practice these kind of activities because I want to do something good or achieve enlightenment. So this will make condition to produce a nominal bodhicitta. And then third condition is to become aware that the holy Dharma is, particularly the Mayana, is disappearing from the world. So you are not receiving direct teaching from others, you are not reading any books or any scripture, but you see the sign of the bad sign all the time. You see the disappearing the Dharma teachings, you see. But you are not reading and not directly receiving teaching from others, but you see the sign of bad signs all the time. So this is sign of disappearing Mayana teaching. And then you realize, oh, the Mayana teaching can only benefit for us, for me to achieve ultimate goal, So it should be remain continuously. So if you are thinking something like that, so this is called to become the holy Dharma, particularly Mayana. So this will contribute to another thought to develop nominal bodhicitta mind. And then the fourth condition is recognizing that not only is the Dharma is disappearing, but these are what we call the bad time or the degeneration time. In the sutra, degeneration time is something like rotten food. Rotten and food which have no nutrition, rotten food, or old food, rotten food, have no nutrition. Previous time, Dharma is much pure, pure. You can see many people, who are practicing Dharma, You can see many, many good people. Now this generation time, then it's kind of like hard to find a pure practitioner. Not many, we can't pick. Previous time, Buddha time, we say all of many 1,000 arhat, many beings. And then in the previous century in Tibet, we say, many Buddha and Bodhisattvas, great Lama, this is Buddha, this is Bodhisattvas. Now, 21st century, we can't pinpoint this is Buddha and Bodhisattvas directly. So it's kind of degeneration time, isn't it? So degeneration time, but so this, and then it's a difficult time, But it is difficult time. But so these four conditions are four thoughts. Remember, buddhi means enlightened or realization. Chitta means mind and thoughts. These are four different thoughts which produce nominal bodhicitta mind, which is not perfect and complete bodhicitta mind, isn't it? So this is number. Number 2 is four causes, which produce bodhicitta. So first cause refers to the type of family into which one is born. The second cause is presumed one is born into good family. Then third cause is to naturally have some compassion for other sentient beings. And fourth cause is to not become discouraged by difficulties. So these four causes produce you bodhicitta mind, isn't it? So number 1 is family. For example, like if you're born in good family in the West, or good family, noble family, good family, things are more easy for you, right? So you're a noble family. If you're reborn in the royal family, if you're a son of a royal family, no need to worry about all these financial things. You have plenty of things. You can do many good things, right? So here, good family means family of the Buddha family. Buddha family. Buddha family means you need to ripen that Buddha seed, right? Remember, we have natural seed, developing seed. Natural seed, everybody have natural, everybody have clear light mind. Not necessarily to see or recognize this clear light mind, but in order to see, recognize, you need developing nature. The developing nature is great love, great compassion and bodhicitta. So you will see or ripen your bodhicitta mind, isn't it? So this kind of lineage. Number 2 is, second is, presume one is born into good family, but one is born in a good family, but one need very good spiritual teacher. One need very good spiritual teacher. You should rely on a good spiritual teacher, good Vajrayana teaching scripture, good environmental can help you to produce bodhicitta mind, right? And number 4, naturally have some compassion. Natural compassion is very easy to develop bodhicitta mind, right? If you don't have natural compassion, then you have to put lots of effort, You have to put lots of effort to develop compassion. If you have natural compassion, which already you created in your past life, you will carry this free disposition and this life easy to produce bodhicitta mind. And then the number 4 causes is not become discouraged by difficulties, right? So this is, as I mentioned, this is what we call a degeneration time, right? Degeneration time, very difficult time, you know. We can see very people have very strong negative mind, strong negative emotions, right? But if you focus on the bodhicitta, right? Bodhicitta, then it will give you double purpose. The double purpose is something like direct or the primary goal, you know. Primary goal, you know. Which is something like, for example, like you going to supermarket, right? Buying directly, you are making shopping, you know, for your, you want to buy your shopping list and go for shopping to cooking your food. So direct and primary goal, you know, is the double benefit of the perfect bodhicitta mind. So which means go to supermarket, you do shopping, it's like direct, and come back, you cooking delicious food, right? It's your goal, right? So this difficult time, right? If your mind think about the double benefit of bodhicitta mind, means directly you want to achieve enlightenment and wish them liberate all beings from the suffering, right? This is directly you thinking, right? But your primary goal is to achieve that goal. What do you have to do? You know, you have to practice activities with the sentient beings, right? So this difficulty time, you can use this for your practice, right? Your opportunity. But it's not easy, but you have to, what you have to, you have to think really seriously, you know. It's not something like that. You study, you think, and you meditate, but you have to develop or build good foundation of the bodhicitta mind. So when you have good foundation of bodhicitta mind, how very difficult times, like for example, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, you know, very difficult, you know, so difficult life for 55 years, but really enjoying, you know, because His Holiness see the double benefit of the bodhicitta mind. In effect, benefiting to yourself, you know, which is, you know, you if you use this difficult times something meaningful, you know, it's good for purifying your mind, strengthening your mind, you know, and making your mind more firm. Same time, you will getting close to your realization of the bodhicitta mind. Right? So this is the what we call the fourth. Become discouraged by difficulties, you know. So ordinary people like us, you know, easy to discourage from the difficulties, right? With difficult time, you know, maybe we will not practice Dharma, you know. It's difficult, right? When you have good time, no problem. Everyone practice, you know, sit down there, no problem, you know. Somebody says something that you can't practice. This is difficult. This is what we have to study. Information about the bodhicitta mind, we will look from all the different kinds of points, you know. not looking for one side, right? Really, if you look for one side, everything is negative, really. But if you open your mind like ocean, plenty space, it's kind of narrow mind, you like seeing this very negative, You open the mind, it's kind of ocean, plenty space to solve this problem, right? So this difficult time, degeneration time, it will help you to contribute to do your bodhicitta mind. So this 4 powers, right? First power is the desire to attain enlightenment that arises through one's own ability. Second is when bodhicitta arises, it depends upon the power of others. The third is the power of cause, created in a previous life. And the fourth power is the power of training in this life. 4 power. So if you combine 4 conditions and 4 causes with this first power, which is if you combine 4 conditions and 4 causes with this first power, which is desire to achieve enlightenment that arises one's own ability. If you combine these 4 conditions and 4 causes with this first power, first power, it will help you to strengthen your bodhicitta mind, help you to making your mind more firm and steady, and it will help you to build a good foundation of the bodhicitta mind. So first power, because your own ability, you are using these 4 conditions, 4 conditions and 4 causes, which combine with first power. If you practice these 4 powers, or 4 conditions and 4 causes with second power, is not much that strong bodhicitta, because it is caused by others. Others are telling you should do this, not from your own ability. Others are telling you should do this, kind of like, pushing you, you should practice this, right? So you use these 4 conditions and 4 causes and combine with the second type of power, then of course it will help you to develop bodhicitta, but not much power, right? And then this is the power, and the third is the power of cause created in previous life, right? So previous life means if you study bodhicitta in your previous life, so you have seed, you will carry this free disposition of the bodhicitta, free disposition of compassion, right? So this free disposition will help you to produce bodhicitta mind, isn't it? Kind of like seed, and this will help you to produce bodhicitta mind, isn't it? So if you use even you do not achieve bodhicitta in this lifetime, right? In past life you have not yet achieved. Now this lifetime you are not yet achieved bodhicitta mind, but now this lifetime we are studying, these texts, Shantideva's text. We are hearing and we are thinking, and you are meditating, you will plant the free disposition of the bodhicitta mind. Because even we are planting the seed. So that seed will ripen anytime, right? It depends on the causes and condition. So therefore, if you use these 4 conditions and 4 causes with the 4th power, it will take long time to achieve bodhicitta mind. It will take more effort. That does not mean this is bad, but it will take, you should be discouraged, so maybe between that, before you achieve the realization. So it will take it will longer, isn't it? So with these 4 conditions, 4 powers, so with 4 conditions is kind of like 4 thoughts, which produce bodhicitta is nominal bodhicitta mind, not complete. Complete bodhicitta mind must be complete bodhicitta is double benefit, right? Double benefit, right? And so these 4 causes, 4 conditions, 4 power help you to produce bodhicitta mind, and it will help you to distinguish what is nominal bodhicitta mind and what is actual bodhicitta mind. Right? So actual, the bodhisattvas, right here in the text, bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas is unusual beings, right? Bodhisattva is not like ordinary, so we do unusual things, right? Because they are dedicating their whole, body, speech for others, right? So Bodhisattva is kind of like courageous beings, and so therefore Bodhisattva practice bodhicitta with the wisdom and method, right? Wisdom and method, right? Because the wisdom and methods are like 2 light. From the ordinary perspective, right? We have moonlight and sunlight, right? Nighttime, moonlight give you cool. Sun arises, right? It will dispel the darkness. This is kind of like Bodhisattva's practice with this wisdom and method, bodhicitta, right? Because Bodhisattva have 2 dangers, right? Falling into the samsara extreme or falling into the bliss peace. If Bodhisattva fall these 2 extremes, immediately, lost the bodhicitta mind. So therefore, great love, great compassion will protect from you not falling into the nirvana bliss. Nirvana bliss, then you achieve nirvana, you have bliss, and you don't just enjoying there, kind of like bliss. So you totally cease from the samsara, and you achieve the liberation, then you are in bliss. So this is one extreme danger for the bodhisattvas, right? Bodhisattvas, if bodhisattva fall into extreme of the peace or extreme of the samsara, extreme of samsara means liberating from samsara, then bodhisattva lost bodhicitta mind. So bodhisattva have these two extremes, which is not the extreme of the samsara, extreme of inactivity of the bliss. So the bodhisattva. So therefore, Lama Tsongkarpa said in the text, right? Bodhicitta is central support for the Mayana path. Well, bodhicitta. It is the foundation for the great waves of Bodhisattva states. It is the alchemy that transforms to the true accumulations. It is the treasury holding all virtues together. Right? Knowing this, the heroine Bodhisattvas hold this precious attitude as their central practice. So that means Bodhisattva have no problem, right? It's kind of like Bodhicitta is kind of like their precious. Bodhicitta is kind of like their main practice. So we can easily say Bodhicitta, easy to say, right? Saying is very easy, right? But if you know the even intellectual understanding is difficult, right? So you may ask, what is the definition of bodhicitta? What cause, condition, what purpose, what is the benefit of bodhicitta mind? How many different types of bodhicitta? How can we develop bodhicitta? All these are very complicated, isn't it? But you can make summary, right? Means Bodhisattva practice with two, wisdom and method, right? Because wisdom and method can dispel two greatest enemies, Two greatest enemies are ego mind and self-judging mind. So bodhicitta mind cool down the self-judging mind. Ego mind cool down wisdom mind, ultimate bodhicitta mind cool down the ego, So these two are the great troublemakers. For us, it's troublemaking, we saying there's this is like we used to say in Tibet, this selfish mind is just like stray dog, stray dog. So you open the door, and stray dog will come anytime they're hungry, So you open gate for, if you let him go, self-judging mind open, it is kind of like disaster, destroy your mind, destroy your peaceful, destroy others, like stray dog comes in the house and eat the food. It's too late, right? Before it comes, stray dog comes, you should close the door, right? You close the door, stray dog will not come in the food, in the house and not steal your food. So this is something, so this degeneration time, isn't it? It is degeneration time, but I think we are very fortunate, You see, there are so many people in this world, very few people who practice Dharma, right? You see, there are many, even in Australia, wherever we go, we see many people, hard to find people practicing Dharma, right? People have not much opportunity, to receive. So we have very good karma, I'm very fortunate I have this opportunity to teach, and you guys have opportunity to listen to me, because very good karma, isn't it? So we should not waste the time, We should use this life for meaningful, which means developing bodhicitta mind, not discourages, looking some good example of great beings. You read the text of the Milarepas and all the great masters, how give you more strength, encouragement. Even this lifetime we can take good example of people, people who are doing good things, right? Like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Love Seal. There are many late Mother Teresa. There are many good people are there, but nobody noticing, something like that. There are many good people in India, like Indian Swami. There are who are doing such wonderful things everywhere in India, building schools, helping poor people for the hospitals. But you can do whatever for your ability to help others. Many people think helping others is not helping yourself, right? It's actually helping yourself, When you help others, they make others happy. You're satisfied, you feel very happy, When you hurt others, you feel sad, I shouldn't do this, When you do something good, you feel happy and satisfied, isn't it? So the purpose of bodhicitta mind is it is the central practice of practice. And your bodhicitta mind will make all virtues together, build you good foundation. If you have bodhicitta mind, you will be happy all the time. No problem, no depression, no fear. There's no space of depression, no space of fear, because you open your mind, like space. You know what I mean? So if you open, there's plenty of space, right? So you space there, right? And we used to say in Tibet, like making your mind like ocean, ocean. Because you see the ocean, bottom line ocean is so firm, right? But waves are comes and go. These are just like our thoughts. Our thoughts, our daily emotions are just like waves, comes and go. But in bottom line, if your mind remains firm, all these thoughts will not disturb your mind, just like ocean. Who will shake the ocean, It is so deep, it is so firm, but we see the waves are comes and go. These are temporary, So similarly, if we develop bodhicitta mind, making your mind like ocean, bottom line, and thought, you may have problem comes, but don't have much problem, It just comes and just like, bottom line, you are so steady, you don't pay much attention. I know this just, thoughts are part of mind, cannot separate from the mind. These waves are part of ocean. Well, we designate ocean and waves different, Generally speaking, same. How can we separate the waves from the ocean? Impossible. How can we separate our thoughts from the mind? It's impossible, right? Our thoughts are coming from the mind. They are coming from the mind, but generally speaking, ordinary people, when thought arises, we chase the thought. Right? That's the problem. When we chase the thought, then big problem, If when thought arises, if you think about the nature of the thought, different story, Nature of the thought is inseparable from this, your clear light nature of the mind. Just like you cannot separate the waves, ocean, impossible, right? We designate waves. Waves are coming from the ocean, right? The nature is water, right? How can we separate wave from the water? No water, how can we designate the waves? No, this the fundamental nature of the mind. How can we produce the thought? If thoughts coming from the mind, then it should goes back to the mind. Like clouds coming from the sky, should go back to the